I'm Ray. This is Zach. We're inside a 2021 BMW M3 competition. The M3 competition is different than the M3. And the big difference is in the competition package, it raises the horsepower from 473 horsepower to 503.
Seems necessary.
Yeah, especially in a car that weighs just a tad under 3,900 pounds. And this inline six-cylinder engine produces 479 pound-feet of torque.
Also seems necessary.
Especially in a car that weighs just a tad under 3,900 pounds. The car's a beautiful car on the outside. I mean, if you're looking for a sporty car that makes a statement that just lets the world know that, well, you're it, before you get there, this is the car to do that.
Because you'll hear you showing up. We've got one of my favorite things just off the bat here.
Yeah.
That exhaust button.
Oh my God.
Can turn it on and off. I turned it off for you, don't worry.
Well, that's okay. For me personally, I need a button like that occasionally as well. But it depends on what I had for either lunch or dinner. Now, the beautiful thing about this car is it has really solid Recaro style bucket seats. Heavily bolstered to keep you into place because this car is meant to be driven and driven hard. Now, the one thing that I found about the bolsters, especially the ones around your side, the side of your thighs, is the seats sit kind of low. And so when you're trying to get in as an old man...
We have the footage of you getting in and out, don't worry.
Yeah, so as you try to get in as an old man, there's the left side bolster just hits an old man in a bad spot. It's the first car I've ever driven where I felt like I needed to wear a cup. But aside from that, I mean, the seats are extremely comfortable. The interior of the car is magnificent. I mean, if you happen to love carbon fiber,
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
The roof.
The roof of the car is carbon fiber.
The steering wheel.
There's carbon fiber everywhere in the car, and it's really magnificently done. This is, by the way, an 8-speed automatic. Once you get into the competition, the M3 competition,
can't even get a stick shift.
You can't get the 6-speed manual anymore. So,
you're in drive.
Cut it out.
Take that parking brake off.
I just did, ladies and gentlemen. But as soon as you put it in drive and you start moving, the seat belt tensions across your chest, automatically tightens across your chest. Maybe that's assuming that they know that you're going to drive like a maniac, and more than likely you're going to have an accident. So it's preparing itself and you for that eventual accident.
No accidents today for us, that's for certain. Reverse is going to be left and up. There you go.
Sure it is.
We've got the nice reverse camera and the overhead camera as well. Not quite as much technology as the Genesis GV70 that we were in just the other day, where it had the real 360 view. You can move around the car.
Yes.
So the 2021 model year for the BMW does not have that. Wow.
Yeah. This, by the way, is a rear-wheel drive version. It's not the all-wheel drive version.
0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds.
Yes, I'm afraid so. So do I want to make...
You can go up here. You can pull out in front of people in this thing. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's what this car is all about.
Yes, that's the only reason you buy this car. It's not necessarily for the comfort. It's not necessarily for the comfort of the drive itself. I mean,
it's certainly not for the gas mileage.
No, the gas mileage. It's rated at 16 city, 23 highway. But if you drive it like it's meant to be driven, you're never going to get gas mileage anywhere near that.
Yeah.
And the fact that it has 19-inch wheels in the rear, I think it is, and 20s in the front, or 20s in the
rear, 19s in the front.
20s in the rear, and 19s in the front.
It has such a stance to it. It really does.
But you feel every bump in the road. And if you don't want to just feel the bumps in the road, you'd feel every pebble in the road. I could not imagine taking, last winter when we drove cross country, I could not imagine doing that in a vehicle like this.
No, definitely not. And also, talk about the tires, Dad. They were Z20s.
Yeah.
Or ZR20s.
Yeah.
That is the smallest tread. That's not the tread depth. It's
low profile.
Profile.
Yeah.
It's worth mentioning. So this car, as is, starts at $73,000.
Yes.
Base MSRP. Not going to really find any of them new on dealers' lots right now. And the used car market is stupid hot. You're not going to find one of these for under $100,000 out the door. At least when we looked on the Join YAA website, there are only a handful that are for sale. I think 2 have sold in the past 45 days in the DC area.
Well, first of all, I tried to Google how many they made in 2021, and I couldn't find that information. But I was able to find some information regarding the previous model of this, previous version of it. And from 2014 to 2018, 5 model years, in the M series sedans, they made just a tad under 35,000. So they, if they build these into the same degree that they built the previous version, they build about 7,000 of these in the M series globally. Now the percentage of people that step up to get the competition, what they would call the take rate for the competition, I'm guessing that the take rate for the competition is maybe 15% max.
You mean most people just stick with the BMW M3?
Yeah.
Or they go up to a BMW M5?
Yeah. What I'm saying is most people aren't going to most people, if they were to drive a competition and drive an M3, most people, I believe, would just be happy enough to have the M3.
How's it feel going through some of these corners? How's the steering wheel feel? How's the
steering wheel? The steering wheel is girthy.
It's big.
It is. I was surprised it doesn't have a flat bottom.
I was too.
But it's very girthy. The car handles pretty well for being a rear-wheel drive car. I'm used to twisties and turnies in the Mini.
Yeah.
And my Mini is all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
But this reminds me of some of the handling and driving characteristics of a Mini, except that it's a lot noisier, and
road noise is quite high in here.
Yeah, the road noise is high, and you really get feedback through the steering wheel and through the whole car as to the quality of the road that you're on.
Definitely.
You can feel it. Now, obviously, part of that is the low profile tires.
Yeah. And now this car sits low. Incredibly low. Let's talk a little bit about the looks, and also let's talk about the driving position. How do you feel in that position?
I need to make some minor adjustments. I think there. I just tilted the seat back a little bit more, and I feel a tad more comfortable. My tuchus feels a little too below where I'd like it to be.
Yeah.
Although I really always want it on my bottom, but it just seems your first stop after any type of driving in this is a chiropractic appointment to get an adjustment.
You want to put it in M mode for a second? That. That's fast. That's torquey. The thing is, it doesn't.
What were you saying?
The thing is, you feel it off the line. It kind of struggles to put the power down a little bit. Like you felt it. It wasn't like fully hooked up. But then once it's got it.
Oh my God. Well, it is a twin turbo. So there's always going to be some type of lag with a turbo.
You're not really experiencing its full potential on definitely not in a city. Holy cow, man. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster.
It's almost like you're at a cheap motel and you put a quarter in the magic fingers on the bed. I mean, it's just everything. Oh my God. You don't need to have massage seats in here. You just need to move and the seats, because there's so much feedback.
There really is.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the looks, Dad. What were your thoughts when you saw it for the first time, and now that you've spent some time with it, from the outside, and then let's also talk about the interior finishes.
Well, the outside, the front grille has what I refer to as the Bugs Bunny teeth look, but having driven it would, to me, indicate more of a mean Bugs Bunny. Okay, he's mean mugging it. Because it's really a driver's car.
Yeah.
I mean, it really
looks like a driver's car.
Yes. the exhaust pipes in the back.
Quad exhaust.
Yes,
is gorgeous.
just the whole look of it. It makes a statement. I'm telling you, it makes the statement before you get there.
Ready to go?
Yeah, it's no. Come on, it's real drive. Oh, stop it! Come on, I don't want you to lose control.
I'm barely touching things on the gas pedal, man.
Really?
Really?
Well, touch it even lighter. This is the part of the test drives that we're going to do every time that I'm going to hate the most.
No, I mean, if we're in a performance vehicle like this, like that, next week we're going to be reviewing a Mitsubishi Outlander. Like, that's going to be a very different experience for both of us, because yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because that's one of the more attainable cars right now, and we need to make sure that we're hitting on, if it's a good value. This car's the value's out of the question. You're going to spend $100,000.
Yeah.
If you're going to purchase one of these right about now, and if you purchase it, you're going to take it to the track, or you're going to drive it kind of aggressively. I mean, that's just.
Because what's the point of having it if you don't do that?
I feel everything. I'm not driving this for comfort. That's for sure.
No.
So I am gonna just.
You're gonna punch it.
We're at a red light.
Yes.
I've got the paddle shifters on.
Oh my God.
I am gonna punch it. Yes.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind.
Well, great.
Part of me wants to brake boost it, but I think you'll give me a hard time if I do that.
Yeah. Well, don't.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, slow down.
That was 60.
Yeah, in like no time.
That was
in 3.5 seconds. So thank you very much. Okay, I was reaching for the brake.
Dad, that you feel it in your head.
Yes, you could also feel the rear tire spin.
You could.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one thing that this car struggles with a bit, is putting the power down. It's got so much.
Yeah.
And it's on these performance tires, but still getting it down is a bit tricky. Now let's talk incentives, Pops. Any incentives on a vehicle like this? I don't think so.
Yeah, the incentive is it'll dramatically change your life. Yeah. I mean, other than that, I don't know of any incentives on these.
Yeah, you're not going to get a discount on this and on the used car market.
Let's face it. If there's only about 1,000 of them being made, and that's just a guesstimate on my part. Maybe even if it's double that, it's not a lot for this country. So the truth of the matter is, BMW doesn't have to offer any incentives to sell these. It's the type of vehicle that people aspire to.
What's the trunk size like?
Trunks fairly large. It's not,
you can fit your golf clubs.
Yeah, it's a 3 Series. You fit a couple sets of golf clubs in there, and you tell your other friends, go rent yourself a car. You want to get your clubs to the course.
Now we were as we were shooting the B-roll, and we were looking at the back seats. So there is no rear seat armrest.
No, there is in the middle between the two seats. There's a pass-through that folds down so that you can get into the trunk from there.
So you do have that, yeah.
And you do have cup holders. You do have one cup holder in each door. So the car has a total of 6 cup holders. If this is not the type of vehicle that you're going to necessarily want to take to Costco, if you're picking up a lot of stuff. So
no, I mean, I think effectively this vehicle is one you're not taking to Costco. Pops, what cars does this compete with? I guess all of the European manufacturers have sports sedans, although they are starting to, very few are produced, and I guess they're not super popular.
Well, it's going to compete with your AMG version Mercedes-Benz.
Which nowadays AMG comes in a 43, 53, and 63. When we're in an M, that compares to the 63s.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll compete with the Audi, what is it, SR?
No, they've got the
RS. The RS series.
Yep.
There's cars out there that will compete with.
Yeah, and then
favorably.
All right, so let's get your parting shots on the BMW 2021 BMW M3 competition.
I understand why there's people out there that aspire to have an M series, whether it be in the sedan versions or the convertible versions or the SUV versions. They make it so that it is truly exhilarating to drive.
An experience.
Yes, it is. It's now. Having said that, it's not something that I would I could say to myself, gee, I'd like to lease it for 3 years and experience this for 3 years. 3 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 days maybe, but not 3 years.
Yeah.
Simply because it is loud. There is a lot of road noise. There is a tremendous amount of feedback within the vehicle. It's the type of car that if you want to have a track day, it would be fun.
Yep.
And then you want to get into something comfortable to drive home into.
Question for you.
Yeah.
I ran this to see what an extended warranty costs back on our website.
You want me to guess?
Yeah. What do you think? It's over 36 months. What do you think the monthly payment is?
What the monthly payment is?
Well, because it doesn't I can do the math too. What do you think? How much do you think?
I think that an extended warranty for an M series competition.
Yeah, and this was a 10-year one. Yeah.
Okay. Probably about $8,500.
So it was $120 for 36 months. What's that come out to?
Well, 36. That's 3,600 and 720. So that's 43. About $4,400.
That's cheap then, actually.
But that's through YAA.
Yeah, that's through YAA.
Okay,
We should run some other.
What do you think the
dealership
would charge?
Probably $7,500.
Yeah.
Which would be kind of peanuts when you're spending $100,000. But still.
Yeah.
Still, I was surprised by that.
No, this is going to be hard. They're telling us to drive slowly. It's an M series competition. Get serious.